So today I'm going to do a blend of things, but I just want to continue on from the previous part where politics, chess, blah blah blah, and something that I've touched on a few times is positivity. If you treat even the worst person in a positive or friendly or polite manner, um, in not 9 times out of 10, but at least 1 times out of 10, when you run into those people, you may get a not so negative response. So if you think about that statistically across all your interactions with people in life, you're more likely to have a good, happy life with fewer negative interactions than you are if you're not. If you kind of go, I know you're going to be, you make a presumption. Oh, I know who's going to be, you know, your your attitude and things will bleed in, and you'll get treated the way you unconsciously are treating other people. And something that I struggle with is obviously starting a sentence with, no, you're right. Doesn't sound negative, but when you're having a discussion or anything else, starting with a no is definitely not the best way to start things. Um, and it can undermine what you're actually trying to do in that situation. I think I probably picked it up as a habit from when actually like office meetings and other things put people on the back foot to then get the best ideas and brainstorm and other things. It doesn't work very well in your personal life. Bicycles and cars, don't bother with a million puncture repair kits and other things. If it's a short journey, make sure you don't you just have a spare inner tube, which is always a good thing, and obviously a pump. And cars, a little bit of prep work goes a long way. If you're like me in my life, it, broken down secondhand old cars are usually the norm. So check the water, brake, battery water, pressure on the wheels. Check you got a full tank of gas. If there are any services or anything else between you and there. I've had some really strange experiences where I've actually gone to black spots of services and I mean like petrol stations, and I had to actually drive out of my way to be able to carry on driving where I needed to go. And yeah, make sure you're also legal, so you got your biz jacket and everything else. If you're planning for a year, sow rice. If you're planning for a decade, plant trees. If you're planning for a lifetime, educate people. It's a Chinese proverb, and one that has probably just the cable there has probably influenced a number of business models where um, they actually, so larger corporations do have an educational program and try to build people up into roles rather than plug and play people out of CVs. Someone has to do the education. So yeah, yeah. If you're wanting to do things, education is always the key, and every conflict has always ended up either with a management of education or I'm not going into that because it's usually not a positive connotation with what is being done in a post-war scenario. Don't miss me when I'm gone. Love me while I'm here, or still here, by Harry Kelleher. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to someone else who someone else is today. Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules of Life. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. From a person that you would least expect a quote like that is Ernest Hemingway. Let me never fall into the vulgar mistake of dreaming that I am persecuted whenever I am contradicted. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Extremely, extremely true point. Most people kind of say, don't take it personally. It's exactly the same thing. They are actually taking that thought process or he's taking that thought process to what it is at the core. You are actually feeling persecuted when someone's actually just disagreeing with you. Um, Again, it goes back into the political loop and other things. You have to think through these things, but you have to think through them logically and try to remove as much bias as you possibly can. Um, but yeah, it's it's one of those areas that I have tried many formulas to try and understand it all. But the only way I've actually truly learned is to sort of take the advice, take the other things, and just live as many examples as I can go through and make as many mistakes as I can possibly make. Um, Saying sorry, I've made a mistake hasn't always fixed the things that I've done, um, but it has got me where I am. So yeah, it's the better approach of many.